There's a few things, I've been really thinking about, contemplating. It's like people's first reactions when they turn around and they see something like this. They're like, oh my God, this guy has a gun. What is his intentions? And it's something that weighs heavy on my mind as a gun owner. I'm going to tell you, I don't have any bad intentions with that pistol. I'll never be angry. I'll never I'll never pull that pistol out and shoot out of anger. But that's the first thing that people think. This man owns a gun. He has to have some kind of malicious intention. So you'll know. This is my Sky CPX2. But so we all can see, let me put this up here. So we all can see, this is the magazine. It's empty. And the gun is clear. The bullet would have fallen out by now. So why do people own guns? Why do people own pistols? Why do people own rifles? Well, it's because we can. That's one of the reasons. As long as we are, law abiding citizens and we haven't done anything too horrible, we can legally own them. Though we're always under attack as a gun owner. You know, there's no need for these, in this world. It's like the second that we turn around and we say these things are malicious and we just have to get rid of them. Somebody's going to come up with something else. It's not the guns that we have to get rid of. It's, because anybody that's responsible, anybody that has any kind of sense, anybody that's competent, they're not going to be stupid enough to maliciously use their firearm. It's like the second that we turn around and we get rid of this, they're going to say, well, okay, so we don't have this now. So how else are we going to defend ourselves? Not everybody is, not everybody is able to defend themselves. Not everybody has years upon years of hand-to-hand combat training. And then there's people that do. And I'm one of them. I have trained in martial arts for, God, 20, 25 years. So, it's like I'm capable, but it's like now the way this world is, people that are irresponsible, more and more of them are using these and buying them illegally. So now you're going to turn around and you're going to get these people that are responsible, and they're going to say, well, our forefathers set up a constitution, which is our Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And now you're going to take that away. America was founded on firearms. So you take away this, and you have this. And by no means is this a means to showboat, the things that I have. It's not what I'm trying to do. But, I hear about people saying, well, we have these assault rifles, these AR 15s, and they hold 30 rounds in the magazine. Like, why on earth does somebody need 30 rounds? Probably because somebody else out there has it too. And plus, who wants to reload a magazine? Have you ever done it? Your thumbs can get sore. And even with a reloader, it's monotonous. And it's just ridiculous because, if there's somebody out there that's responsible, it doesn't matter if they have one round or if they have 100 in their gun. You hear these debates about, oh, well, maybe I should have a revolver, because this only carries, 6 rounds. Well, if you're pretty accurate and, you're using, your firearm in a very efficient way, it doesn't take many rounds. Not everybody can. We're all not marksmen here. We're all not, snipers. If you could turn around and give me 100% guarantee that by limiting, the amount of capacity that somebody can use, that could save at least one life. I may not like it, but you know, I could deal with it. I could live with it because it would give somebody else a chance to live. You know, people can walk into somewheres, they can have, 6 or 7 flintlock pistols. It's not going to make a difference. Somebody's maliciously using a weapon. Something bad's going to happen regardless. You know, people want to save lives. What about limit the speed limit in cars and vehicles, to 50 miles an hour? That could save a life. How about we take away alcohol? Because, that could save a ton of lives. The problem lies in a person's, how do I want to say it? It's a person's comprehension, understanding, and their responsibility of what they have and what they're doing. That's what needs to change. You know, this one, this pistol, it's got a 10 round magazine, and I can put one in the chamber, meaning one right here, and that would give me 11 rounds. To say that's too many rounds, maybe, I should have bought, you know, a revolver instead. But if I had 6 rounds and I needed 7, I could die because I had to reload it. And that's the reason for capacities in different firearms. You know, it's easy. It's like when I first bought this, it was, pretty recent. It was in November. First time I've owned a pistol in 20 years. First time I've owned a firearm in 20 years. This is my first pistol. I've spent a lot of time shooting it. I've spent a lot of time understanding it. I've been on YouTube, trying to understand what it what it truly means to defend yourself, the dangers of defending yourself, the enjoyment of shooting it. There's a real enjoyment. I mean, I've been frustrated. I've turned around, I've gone out, I've shot my pistol a few times, and all because, the recoil, boom, 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 feeling that come back. It, there's, there's a therapy to it. Anybody that shoots will tell you that. I've had videos in the past, on Facebook Live and other things where I've turned around and I've said, the moment that you put a gun in somebody's hand, it defines their character. That's something that it gets me. With like police officers. Some of them maybe never really gotten into a fight. Some of them have never really been in confrontations. And they wanted to, uphold the law. And all of a sudden, they were given a pistol. Some people can interpret this the wrong way. They get curious. All of a sudden it's like, what's it really like to shoot somebody? You know what? I don't ever want to find out. Would I use it to defend myself? If my life was on the line? Yes. Would I maliciously use it if I was angry? No. I'm capable. I can handle myself. But if my life was on the line and somebody else had a gun, I'm not Superman. I want to live. And that's what our forefathers established for us in the Constitution, the ability to do so. It's not it's not the guns and the capabilities and setting restrictions that's going to make America a safer place. Because, like I said, take away this, and I still have this. So now you're going to take this away too? I mean, it's a chain. It's it's lack of understanding, it's lack of education that makes an intention a good one or a bad one. But it's not this. You know, this could be sitting on a table somewhere. Two different people could pick it up. One person in one person's hands, that pistol will never harm somebody. And in another person's hands, it could be a killing weapon. You know, I think if you have to shoot an unarmed person, you're a coward. A, a coward. And I think you just wanted to know what it was like to kill somebody. I see police officers, shooting unarmed people, children, women, and it's like, oh, well, it was a justified shooting. That officer was in fear of his life. But that person was unarmed. Who should have really been feared? Probably the officer. You know, and then in that same content, you know, I I could be a scary person. Hand to hand, three officers wouldn't stand a chance against me. They might have a reason to fear for their life. And I'm not saying that I hate police officers and I think they all should die, and that's far from what I'm trying to say. But it's what I'm really talking about is the intent behind a person when they hold this. My pistol has never shot anybody. It's not even shot in a squirrel or a deer. I almost shot a pig. Like one day I was shooting, and and after I emptied my magazine, my slide blew back, and all of a sudden I seen these trees moving. I was scared. I didn't know what it was. I quickly put another magazine in my gun, pointed it, and I waited. I didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden, here comes these pigs. When I was younger, in Georgia, I've shot in pigs before. But, it's like I'm trying hard to be a responsible person. I don't want my gun taken away. I love this thing. Next to women and my children, it's what I love. Now I know I could have legally have shot in the pig and it wouldn't have mattered, and I could have had some really good pulled pork. But it's like, and that's the way that we need to think as gun owners. We need to think of the responsibility of it. We need to think of the consequences of pulling that trigger. Because it's easy. Put a loaded magazine in, chamber it, pull the trigger. It's easy. And, it can cause a lifetime of pain. Something so easily done. Be responsible. Don't don't be irresponsible and get this taken away. Don't take away a loved one from their husband or their wife or the mother or the father. We do not have that right unless we are truly in danger. And that's the responsibility of owning a firearm.